So let's have a look at our final border. So we're gonna work a border all around the blanket. It's worked in rounds, but turning rounds. So you're gonna make a full round, you're gonna slip stitch, and then you're gonna turn your work and make a round in the other direction. And we're going to use our divider color as the background, and then make some slip stitches for like surface texture for each of the contrasting colors, so that it's like similar to our dividers like look. And that it brings like all the colors together. So I will show you how it's done. So I'm gonna work around this little swatch of my sailboats, just to have like a smaller piece to work around, but you're gonna work around your full blanket. And we are going to use our contrasting color, like divider color of white, and your 6mm hook, which is your main blanket hook. For the first round, you're gonna join your yarn. I like to join in the middle somewhere, just so that my end of row is not like around my corner and gets all confusing. So you're just gonna join somewhere. And then you're going to start by making a half double crochet in every stitch across. So in every stitch, you make a half double crochet. In your corners, you're gonna make 3 half double crochet. And on the sides, you're gonna make half double crochets again, and it's about 30 half double crochet per section, with including the divider. So you're gonna have 180 half double crochet around your like long edge. Now the exact stitch count doesn't matter, so don't get bogged down if you are like 1, 2, even 3 stitches off. It doesn't really matter for the repeat. It's just so that the stitches lay nice and flat and your gauge works out. But otherwise it doesn't matter for the actual stitch repeat. So it's not a problem if you're confused whether you should like make the 3 half double crochet in the last stitch or like make an extra one for the corner. You get to choose. But like it's designed to be like 150 for the edge, and then make an extra 3 for your corner. And you're gonna add a stitch marker on the middle one here, and that's the one that you're gonna use to make your increases on every round. And then you work on your side edge. So here I need about 30, and you're just gonna poke through the stitches a little bit where it works out, and just make sure that you spread stitches out evenly, that you get around 30 per section. So there's not like an exact spot where to insert your hook. You're working on the side of your stitches, and it's a lot of personal preference where you prefer to insert your hook. Some people like to do it like inside the stitch. I like to work usually more around the stitches. It's also easier. Usually then I make my 3 half double crochet again for my corner. I'm gonna mark the middle one of the 3. So it's this one that you should mark, so that you know where your increase is on the next one. Here you can work over your tail, so that's weaving in at the same time. And I work in the 3rd loop of the starting chain. So it's this loop here. And you're gonna half double crochet again all the way across. And you can just work over your tail. That way it's woven in and you don't need to worry about it. You can do the same with all the tails on the side. At the end of every section, there's a tail. If you haven't woven them in, you can just work over it the first round of your border, and that way all your tails from all your colors are magically woven in. Yay! I like to make sure that I align it with the section of that color. So for example, if I have, let's say I have my blue tail here, I'm gonna weave it in along the blue edge and not along the edge of the next section, because you might see it a little bit through the stitches. But if it's along the edge of the same color, it's definitely not gonna show. So you're gonna repeat that all the way around. So once you get to the end of the round, you're gonna slip stitch in that first chain, and you're gonna turn your chain 1 and turn your work, and then you're gonna make a round of half double crochet until all the way around, and you make 3 half double crochet in every one of the corner stitches that you marked. And I will see you at the end of that second row of half double crochet to work the first contrasting color round. So when you get to the end of the round, you're going to slip stitch again in your turning chain, and then you are going to pick your contrasting color. So I'm going to use the pink color first. So I worked my stripes pink, blue, rust. So I'm going to work these like contrasting color rows in the same order. I'm going to join my yarn and turn up my work. I'm going to not cut the white and not weave it in, because I'm just going to pick it back up on the next round, sorry. So you can just like leave that tail there and not have to worry about it. And then you're going to work a slip stitch in your half double crochet, but you're not going to work in the top loops of the stitch. You're going to work in this like front third loop. Just slip stitch. I like to make the first one with both my threads. You can't really like slip stitch and weave in at the same time. So I just make the first one with both my threads to have it like fixed, and then I weave in the rest of the tail after. So you're just gonna single slip stitch all the way around. In your corners, you're not gonna increase, you're just gonna slip stitch. You leave your markers where they are, and you're gonna increase with the white again on the next round. So you just slip stitch all the way around, and that way you create that like surface contrasting color round. So once you get to the end of your round, make sure your white is at the back so it doesn't show on your right side of your project. You're going to slip stitch in this first one just to join your round of like contrasting color, and then you're going to switch back to the off-white, and you can either weave in that pink or work over it, whatever works for you. Make sure you secure it. Gonna turn your work. And now your next round, you're gonna work not in the pink, but in the top loops of the half double crochet that was 2 rows below. So you're gonna make a half double crochet, but in the back loop only. So this is the front loop, this is the back loop. So I need to work only in this back loop of the white. You're going to do that all the way around, and in your corners you're going to make 3 of those in that marked stitch to increase. If you look at the other side, now you really see that like stripe of pink row popping out on the right side. So you're going to repeat this all the way around, and then you're going to work just in the same way as for the pink around in your blue, then 1 round of back loop only of white, 1 round of slip stitch rust, and then finish with a round of back loop only of white, and then you'll be done with your blanket.